This is Fantastic Pains and How We Hide Them. I'm not Chris.
And I'm not Karina.
But we're here together.
As usual.
To bring you some more good times.
More subjects and
stuff.
Chronic illness fun.
Things.
Entertainment?
Edutainment?
Well, I don't know. I don't know how edutational will be today.
Fair. So we have
fun.
some exciting topics. I'm actually I'm working on it now. It'll be good. But I think we need to start with our weekly
recap.
Yay! Recap. He did it on the first try.
Yep. Didn't even have to think about it.
Well done.
I think we've moved on.
It's time for the weekly recap.
I almost said it wrong.
Your turn.
My turn.
It is.
My turn. But what did I even do this week? I cried myself to sleep. That was only one day this week. Oh, it was a lot of exercising.
Mm-hmm.
And I had to cut back on it because
really?
of the fatigue. It was so hard. Like, it hit me hard this week. Like, I got up and I would start and I'd be running and then I'd be like, I literally have zero energy to keep doing this. I have to stop.
Mm-hmm.
So then I would move on to something else. And the same thing. I would go for a little bit to run out of energy.
Uh-huh.
So that was fun. And which led to a lot of impromptu naps on the floor. Like, I would come in here to stretch and I would lay down and I'd be like,
Conk.
I'd wake up and be like, I slept last night. I'm not tired. Why am I so fatigued?
Body says otherwise.
Mm-hmm. So there was a lot of that, but I did more exercising, which was nice. Did I have an appointment this week? Oh, I had my last appointment with my pain management.
Yeah.
Which was kind of sad. She was choked up a few times because we were talking about like how we'll miss her, and you could hear, and she said she couldn't do video because she had an eye infection. I think she just didn't want people to see her face at all for the day. Like, it was her last day.
Yeah.
So I was like, I get it. Fair.
Aw.
And they found somebody for me already, so
Good.
I'll meet her next week. I think her name is Megan.
Good. Hopefully.
Yeah, it is Megan, because the first joke I made was, it's Meghan Markle. Sounds like you're going to get help from a princess. It's like Duchess. And
Duchess.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Ow! I just dislocated my finger.
Did I have anything eventful other than that? A lot of hangout time with the kids, which was nice.
Are they still loving school? Good.
I'm loving school.
Yeah.
Not like them being gone is the thing. Like, I don't really notice because they were always doing their own thing, but they come back and they're refreshed. Like, they're like finally getting the energy out, so they're more outgoing. Yeah. It's nice.
Yay.
It's been really nice.
I bet. Dang.
Mm-hmm. Your turn.
My week was a long week. Very, very long week. So I started out the week Monday. I had a phone call with my doctor to talk about like just essentially catching up, and then kind of running through the rapid start stuff. And he was like, they're really good. I think it'll be okay. I was like, okay. No one has told me what this is gonna look like yet. Okay. And then we got 2 new referrals in for orthopedics because my ankle is fucked and this elbow doesn't work good. I terrified 2 students yesterday because I dislocated my ankle, or not my ankle, my elbow. Yeah. And I stood there and I like twisted it and like went to put it back, but it was fighting me, so I had to like keep rotating to get to where I needed to be. And these girls were standing like off to the side of me going, oh my God. Oh my God. And I just like turned and looked, and I'm like, it's fine. I promise. This is normal. I'm sorry.
Just normal things for me.
Yeah.
Watch me contort.
Yeah, it was great.
We'll pay a lot of money for that. I mean, they should be.
I was like, look how far I can turn my hand around. Whee!
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, and then I've been having like stomach problems as well, and fatigue. So I threw up Monday night, just out of the blue. That happened, and I was like, oh, okay. I guess we're having a bagel for dinner, whatever. Tuesday, I came home and then threw up again, and then woke up like early Wednesday morning and threw up again. And then I was like, I don't know if I'm sick or What's going on? There's no fever. I don't know. I might be in later. My boss was like, okay, let me know if you need the day.
Yeah.
And then from there, like I threw up at like 5:30. I threw up again like later in the day, but I could not get up. Like I could not get up. The fatigue was so unbearable.
Yeah.
Like it's the kind, like I couldn't. Like nothing in me could get me out of bed. Like first I was sleeping in the bathroom floor and then back to bed.
Right.
But I couldn't. So I took Wednesday off, which bummed me out because I was like, this is like week 2. Come on, get it together. Which is frustrating, but it is what it is.
Chronic fatigue is its own thing, though. Like,
oh my God.
Until you've experienced it.
It's a battle. Because, like, literally, like, it's not just... I was really tired, so I stayed home.
Right.
It was like,
Doesn't
I could
do it
not
justice.
physically move my body. And when I did, I passed out twice that day.
Right.
Just getting up and moving from, like, the bathroom, or to the bathroom, or back from, or outside to let the dogs out. Like, I just couldn't do it. And then, like, everything was so heavy, and I felt weak and shaky, and my blood pressure was just non-existent.
Yep.
It sucked. But it's just been super busy. So everything has just been go, go, go all week long. And I basically run until I drop, and that's how that works.
Right.
And then Friday I had therapy, so yesterday. Which was nice. But also, like, we're getting to the point where he's looking at me going, why do you need me? I'm like, but I do. Shut up. And we talked a lot about, like, he suggested Reiki.
Yeah.
So I'm going to see about giving that a go. And then, what else did we talk about? Oh, just the, like, inevitability of time.
Yeah.
Right? So I was like, I know I'm not going to be able to work full-time forever. And he was like, how are you going to know when it's time? And I was like, when I can't make it through a week on, like, a regular basis. So if I'm having to take a day off every week or every other week, like, it might be time to go, hey, I need to work from home 1 day a week. But I don't want to do that this year. Like, I want to be able to work full-time.
Right. Well,
I'm annoyed.
only week 2.
Yeah.
Like, you're still adjusting.
Exactly. I'm like, I'm hoping my stamina will be back. And then I had a workout this week, which
Mhm.
it was an easy one, so it wasn't, like, horrible. I think that was Thursday afternoon. But yeah, every day is, like, packed to the brim with something or something else, or
Yeah.
so it's just been super busy.
I remembered what I did this week.
Go for it.
Jen had that kidney stone.
Oh yeah.
That's what it was. That's what I remember, a lot of taking care of Jen, but I don't remember why. Like,
Yeah.
that's where most of my days went. Because they were very full. Like, she just one morning, I think it was Wednesday, the day you had off. Yeah. She woke up and she seemed fine, and then she turns to me and she's like, I have to go to the ER. I was like, okay, what for? And she was like, I have really intense abdomen pain and I've been puking for 3 days. And I was like,
Oh
Yeah.
no.
let's go. Fair.
I love how casual she is about it.
Yeah. Just
She's like, la la la,
Gotta go.
we're going now.
we get there. She was in a shit ton of pain.
Poor
Like, it
thing.
was passing as we were sitting there. We didn't know it at the time, but we both suspected it was a kidney stone because she gets
Mhm.
them from eating meat. She ate a bunch of meat the week before.
Yep.
And she had to do the like, urine analysis, but when she peed, it was just red.
Yeah.
It was
It was
blood,
just blood.
which freaked her out because that's normally not happen. Like, pink,
Mhm.
you know, a little bit of blood is
Yeah.
something she's used to, but not like that. So she panicked a little bit, and we had to wait. We waited an hour in the waiting room. Then we waited an hour for her to do her imaging, and then after they did the imaging was when they came in and were like, okay, we'll do pain meds and we'll help put water back in your system. She was
Yeah.
super dehydrated. It was bad. And then she got home after like 3 hours after that, and she found it, like, it was about the width of a dime, like,
My
length. I mean.
God.
It was huge, and she was
Ugh.
like, explains why it hurt so bad. I was
Yeah.
like, yeah, you passed that jagged crystal through your
Jesus fucking
entire
Christ.
insides.
Yeah, and it's spiky.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Oh yeah. So she was
Ow.
recovering for a few days.
Jesus. Yeah, not fun.
So we actually have subjects this week.
Mhm.
And you wanted to start with my subject?
Yes.
I don't even know
think
how
it's a good one.
to introduce it.
Well, explain it the way you explained it to me.
Well, okay. Let me try. Let me pull up my notes, because my notes are I worded it how it came into my head.
Good. Okay.
The way, which is why it was hard to describe. But I was wondering, or I was contemplating the difference between letting your diagnosis become your identity and the people who need that versus the people who don't. Like what that says about you as a person, and why some people need their diagnosis to be the focus of their lives, and why some people can't let that happen. Like that is the antithesis of them. They like have to distance themselves so much. And then also the last part of that would be hiding behind your diagnosis. Mm-hmm. So using it to avoid responsibility or taking accountability for things in your life. Yeah. So all of that was what I was contemplating last night. So I took notes.
Which is interesting because I've thought about it before, like, because regardless of where you stand on that like spectrum, EDS is a major factor in your life, right? Like nothing goes on that isn't impacted by Ehlers-Danlos. Yeah. And I've thought about it before because I'm like, I don't want it to become my identity, but it's a big puzzle piece there. But I've also struggled with, like, we have a podcast about our chronic illness. Yeah. Are we making it the focus of our lives?
Only one day a week.
Exactly. Or is this our once a week dump of everything that we've been going through? So, yeah. And it's interesting because when you think about the need for answers versus the, like, discovery of answers, where you like, so you have people who were diagnosed out of the blue, right? And then you have people who fought for a diagnosis, or even just for medical attention, or for someone to say, here's what it is, it makes sense now. Right. So I think you have that, like, make it make sense camp, and then you have the, oh my God, I've had this and I didn't even know, and now what does my future look like, and la 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 la. So I think, and I think, like we talked about last week, I think it depends on how you were introduced to the illness itself.
Yeah, that could be.
Yeah.
Like, does that mean that we'd be more prone to, since we hunted it down for so long, you'd think we'd be more in the camp of we need it to be, not the focus, but you know what I mean? We needed it to be a thing. Yeah. And then once we hit that point, we kind of distance ourselves from it. Yeah. Instead, we'd assume that we would go, oh, we fought for this. This is all of our life now. Like, yeah. But once we hit that point, we were like, oh, fine, no, we can drop it now.
A great analogy just popped into my brain. It's like having, like, fighting for a season pass. Yeah. To get into something, and then once you're in, you're like, oh, I don't need this pass anymore. Right. But then you also have the people who are like, see, I have a pass, while you're inside the park, and you're like, you're already here. What are you doing?
Fast trackers.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah. Why do people need that, though? Why is it that you become your diagnosis for some people?
I think there's an element of justification involved, right? So, not to say that these people are unjustified in how they feel, but there is an element of justification where you're trying to justify your existence or your life or what you need out of life by this thing, right? You're like, this is why these are all the things. But then I'm trying to think about, like, becoming the diagnosis, because we've seen, like, YouTube videos of people who come across in a very, like, wearing it almost like a badge of honor, right? Or pretty severe gatekeeping at times.
Yeah, that's kind of where I was coming from when I was thinking about it. Like the idea that it's this thing that you're in a special club, and exactly. Only certain people can be in it, and they have to act a certain way. And
well, and I've seen it online too, where people are super defensive when you come across people who are HSD, which is the hypermobile spectrum disorders.
That's technically what I'm diagnosed with.
Right.
Technically.
Because
the guy didn't believe in it, so.
Right, exactly. So in a way, and yeah, I've seen it online where someone's like, oh, I have HSD, but all of these things fit. And they're like, oh, well, HSD is just not as severe as EDS, and we're much worse, and you've got it like easy.
I like that we're backwards of that.
Yeah.
I have HSD, and it's much worse than your pathetic little EDS.
But I progress the quickest.
But I'm a 9 out of 9.
I'm gonna pass you in a few years.
Actually,
and then
you're
die
on track
first.
So far, year for year, you're on track, except you didn't do shoulders, you did hips.
It's true.
So you still have 2 shoulder surgeries to go and
Yeah.
a back operation.
This one needs done pretty bad.
We're getting off
That
track.
thing is mad. Sorry.
Back to me being a perfect 9 out of 9. I'm the perfect HSD person. I'm an EDS though.
Right.
God damn it.
Right, because that's what your genetic family is diagnosed with.
Exactly.
There you go. So I think that badge of honor club can be, I don't even know. I can't justify it in my mind. And I'm usually pretty good at like looking at things from different angles.
Yeah. I mean, I get it. But
I was going to say, so it's, no, go ahead, because I got to reword this.
she's got a process.
Yeah.
I mean, okay, I can understand where they're coming from to a point. Like, I have this rare thing, and I'm not letting it get me down kind of a club. I understand that much of it.
Yeah.
I'm not going to let it get me down. I'm so strong. And then the need for other people to acknowledge you, I guess.
I think that's part of where it comes from. I think that it is like they feel like their experience is threatened
Right.
by people outside of that diagnosis. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Where they need this, what is the word I'm looking for? Validation,
Mm-hmm.
right? And they feel invalidated when other people are like, oh, I've had that experience. And they're like, blah, but mine's much worse.
Oh, yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
I always worry about having conversations with people because I do that, but I do it out of the oversharing, like excited relating.
right.
But I'm like,
right.
oh yeah, I've had that. And
Yeah.
except mine was like this.
Right.
And I always
it's
feel
not
like I'm
one-upping, right?
right.
It's never been one-upping. It's just like, oh, I can relate to that.
Mm-hmm.
I know where you're coming from.
But
and then
always
you get
worried.
excited.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
So, yeah, I think that there's an element of feeling threatened or feeling like their experience is being invalidated by people outside of that diagnosis.
Right. So you make a club and then
Mm-hmm.
you kind of
Build
fill
these
it.
walls.
Right. You put people in it that'll acknowledge you and understand.
Echo chamber.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
You Facebook group.
Yeah.
But like a special Facebook group, not like the normal EDS one, but like one that's private and only certain moms can be in it.
Well, and then there's that aspect of like, oh, it's rare. Which bothers me because I'm like, A, it's not rare. It's not. I don't care what anybody says. It's not. It's
Right.
really not rare. It's literally just horribly, horribly underdiagnosed and neglected and overseen and
Right.
overshadowed.
And not known about.
Right.
Like, it's just not a thing.
Yeah. The same thing for like dystonia. So when I first started exploring that within the Facebook groups, that I got messages from people going, oh, my cousin has it, but it's super rare. You probably don't have that. And then there was a group that was like EDS and dopa responsive dystonia. And I was like, okay, but there's this whole subgroup of people who actually have both. So it's not unheard of. And like, I can't justify the term rare in my brain.
Well, yeah. We run into it a lot
Yeah.
in the wild. And it just being a part of the family, I'm sure, makes it less rare in our heads.
Right.
Like, it's something we've always seen.
Well, and meeting so many people,
Yeah.
like my friend Tia, who she had never heard of it or thought about it before.
And her sister,
We
right?
met. Yeah, exactly. We met out of chance one night. And I was like, hey, girl, you got EDS. And she, to this day, still comes back and is like, you changed my world. You made it so that I didn't feel crazy anymore.
Someday I want to help somebody like that.
But I feel that way, like, pretty intensely, where I'm like, I don't want people to go through what we went through.
Yeah.
Like, that doesn't seem fair to me. So if we can prevent that from happening, more power to us, right? Instead of, like, gatekeeping this whole thing, like, oh, this is my disorder, and rah. be super
Right.
defensive of it and justify it at every turn and use it to justify myself. And
That was the next part I was gonna get into.
right,
The
it's the
justifying
using
yourself.
it as like a shield
Yeah.
against the world.
I have this, so I get all these special privileges, and I get special leeway in certain situations. That bothers me because
I think,
ooh,
and I don't think we've ever felt this way because we, like, our instinct via trauma is to be under the radar,
Yeah.
right? Whereas a lot of people in general need to feel special in some way or another. And so I think for some people it becomes like your diagnosis makes you special, and it's what's special about you. And so that way it kind of envelops your whole identity,
Yeah.
right? Instead of having it be like an aspect of who you are and how you experience the world. But I think it is. It's just a difference in thinking. Because, like,
Right.
for us, existing is a verb, right? We don't do well with identity as a whole. The
Back
whole
to that.
concept is not.
Yeah, like the conversation you had with Busy.
Yeah. Where for us, we've never felt, I don't know. Like,
Labels weren't necessary, and
Yeah.
they weren't a tool. They
Yeah.
were used like to label you
mhm,
in negative ways. It was
exact-
never
yeah.
like, oh, I get it. That's okay. So this is what you have. It's more like, oh shit.
Yeah.
You're one of those.
Right. Whereas now I think we use identity, like vocabulary, in a more active way,
Mm-hmm.
where we're like, this is a tool to help you understand
Exactly.
where I'm at and what I'm doing. And I think we use it a lot for our own selves to kind of go, oh, that's what that is. Or, oh, that makes sense now. Because I know I've gone through it with ADHD where I'm like, holy crap, all this stuff that I thought was just me is actually ADHD related.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, there's like a certain justification there where I'm like, okay, these things make sense and they're part of this within me. But there's also that part where you have to go from that justification to taking ownership and responsibility. So,
Yeah.
yeah. Which I think it kind of gets into that, like, using it as an excuse.
Yeah, I was gonna transition into that.
Yeah.
Like, I've been known to use it as an excuse to get out of things or to not do something.
Mhm.
That makes sense. Like, if there's something coming up and I'm not feeling good, I'll err on the way of, oh well, I
Yeah.
shouldn't. But I think the hardest part was getting started again, like moving and being active,
Mhm.
and then getting over it internally, to where it wasn't like, oh, it's fine, I have EDS. It was like, no, you gotta do stuff again.
Right.
Like, before I even started the Concerta, it was a fight to just
Yeah.
get over it mentally,
Right.
to be like, it's okay to move.
Yeah. Like taking that ownership back.
Yeah.
Instead of like, oh, it's because of my EDS that I can't
Exactly.
do whatever I can't do.
Right.
Instead of like, okay, how can I accommodate for EDS and
Right.
still
Which was
better myself?
then getting Concerta was
Yeah.
like the next step. But I've been there.
Mhm.
I understand it, and I know it's so easy to do too. Like, once you get into a certain like habit.
Mhm. Or like what was that video? I think the dopamine on
Yeah,
TikTok.
I was
He
about
was
to talk
talking
about
about
it
momentum
Yeah.
instead of motivation, which helps me a lot because it's that like, why not principle? Like, just see what you can do,
Yeah.
and then magically you've done it.
Yeah. I know exactly what video you're talking about too.
Yeah, just use the momentum. Don't, because you don't have, and this is not to say like this applies to Ehlers-Danlos as a whole. This is like Ehlers-Danlos and ADHD together in
Mhm.
one pot, where you're like trying to untangle them from each other, right?
Yeah.
And for you, a long time went by where you were like, I'm just neuroadjacent, not divergent. It's good. And then the more you learn, the more responsibility you can take for your own self.
Right.
And then use that knowledge as kind of a platform for jumping off.
You can also use it wrong way though.
Yeah.
It's about how you approach it, because I could easily be like, oh well, now I have this other diagnosis too that I can add in there. More reasons that I don't need to do this, or
Yeah.
more reasons I can't do this thing.
Yeah.
Which is a trap that I think a lot of people fall into Like after diagnosis probably, or if it's a surprise especially, they're like, oh no,
Yeah.
I have this thing. Now I have to adjust my entire life. And like you're already mourning loss, like you're losing your stuff, and now you have an excuse to lose your stuff. And,
right. And see, it's funny because I didn't ever go through that, but I think my husband did.
Oh, yeah.
Where it took him a while to understand that, like, this is a forever thing. That's just the way it is. And so he went through that phase, and I was like, sweetheart, there's no need. I've been thinking about this for years. It's okay. But yeah, no, there's definitely... Because I've seen in Facebook groups where people are like, oh, I can't exercise.
Yeah,
and
you
you're
need
like,
to exercise. Though. It makes such a difference.
You can, but you have to do it right. Which is not easy. Like, and it's not to say that taking ownership of it is easy, because it's not. But at a certain point, you have like these two roads laid in front of you where you can keep doing what you've been doing and then keep progressing downward, or you can see what happens if you make small changes.
Right.
Little bits at a time.
That was part of my problem too, is that I like to do everything all at once.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, I'm going to do an entire lifestyle change. Let's do everything right now.
Yeah.
And then
the next day you're like, that was really dumb. I'm not going to do that.
Yeah, no, like day 1, fun. Day 2, not fun. Day 3, why did I do this?
Yeah.
This is impossible.
It can't be done. Going backwards now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, no, you can do little bits.
Right. Yeah, it's interesting. Yeah, we have kind of... I don't know. I think we use our knowledge of what goes on with us as kind of building blocks.
Yeah.
Instead of as like an excuse for not being able to do something or not wanting to try something. And here's the thing, different things work for different people.
Truth.
So, and again, it's that like body in motion tends to stay in motion, and you have to use that momentum to keep climbing upward. Yeah.
That's kind of been the problem I had this week since I was so fatigued. I was worried that since I was cutting back, that I would lose all the momentum I had built up.
Yes.
So
it's
that
that
was
fear
the
of
struggle.
stopping.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, I gotta keep going, but I physically can't. So I was down on myself for backing up, which was the right thing to do, but it felt like the wrong thing to do.
Well, because it feels like losing.
Yeah.
Right? It feels like surrender to your body, where you're like, God damn it, it's making me do this.
Yeah.
And sometimes it does, because I had that, and you had that, like all week. But it doesn't have to stop there. And I feel like that's where people get lost. Like, today is not forever.
Yeah.
Tomorrow is different. And I just really love what Bug said, so I'm going to keep saying it. It gets different. It gets different. But I understand like that fear of stopping, or that fear of taking a break, and you're like, I'm going to lose it all. Everything is going to slip from me. And then we wind up holding on so tight that we hurt ourselves or damage ourselves, and then we wind up going backwards anyway.
Yeah.
So, yeah, no, it's definitely a fine balance between like fighting to keep going and making sure that our progress isn't undone by our own stubbornness.
Yeah. No shit.
Yeah. Well, and I think it comes down to like how now focused we are.
Yeah.
Like, and that doesn't mean that we're always mindful or present,
No.
but we are very like, now is all that we have, right? We are not assured of the future, and the past is a jumble of who knows what.
Right.
So being so now focused, I think, makes that difference in that fear, right? Like, if I stop, I'm going to lose it all, instead of like, okay, that wasn't a good idea today.
Right.
Let's try again tomorrow.
Yeah. I could see how you could easily apply that to the long term.
Yeah.
If you're more focused in the long term. Holy crap.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah. Well, and I think that's exactly it, is that I think just for humans in general, if you're not constantly reminding yourself that things change and that like progress is made and our timeline doesn't stop where we fucked up. If you're not always doing that, it's so easy to be like, this feeling that I'm having or this situation that I'm in is forever, and it's never going to change. And like Bug's in it now, where he's like, I'm 24 and I should have it figured out. And I'm like, sweetheart, I'm 28 and nobody's got it figured out.
Yeah, no, that's not how it works.
Nobody has it figured
You're
out.
always doing your best.
Yeah. So I'm like, I understand those emotions because I've been there and I get the frustration, but also it's not forever.
Right.
And it will be okay. And then it won't be okay. And then it'll be okay again. Because that's how it works.
Absolutely. My God.
Right? I'm on point today.
Point guard.
Yeah. No. I don't do sports.
Do you even know what sport that is?
Soccer.
Well, no, I was thinking basketball, but
Okay. I'm like, I don't
it's
know.
like I don't think they have a point guard.
I don't sport. So
I used to back in my day.
back in my day.
Back in my day, we used to have sports, and then I broke.
I tried dive for a little bit and my shoulder kept dislocating. And so I stopped.
But dive would have been good.
Yeah.
Like if you would have kept doing it.
Right. But I just remember I went to Mom and I was like, my shoulder's dislocated. And she was like, okay, stop doing it. And I was like, okay.
Yeah.
I guess that's it then. Those are my options.
Well, I was like going through the EDS list
Mhm.
when we got diagnosed. Like, oh, I can't play woodwind instruments. Man, I love woodwind instruments. Like that was my jam. Especially the one I played. It was super, super intensive on the lungs. So it'd be a major no-no now.
Right. You're like, let me just collapse my lungs real quick.
But I was good at it.
Like a snake. Excuse me.
How dare you? What's wrong
How
with you?
dare. But yeah, no, I think it's interesting. And I wonder how, I almost wonder how those phases play out for people like that who either let it become their everything and like this forbiddance, right?
Yeah.
For doing anything or making your life different. I wonder what changes for those people or how you could change that thinking. Because that's the thing, like you want to be careful not to invalidate anyone's experience.
Right.
Because we know it is so hard. It is so hard to do anything when you have EDS. But you still get to choose whether or not you're going to do something.
Well, you don't want to be like another source of invalidation.
Right.
Like the doctors tend to be.
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
Yeah. Well, and it's hard to hear when you're like, I need help. What's going to help me? And someone looks at you and goes, exercise. And you're like, I can't do that.
Right. And well, then you feel like you're not being heard.
Exactly.
And like
Because you're like, exercise wouldn't fix it. No, and it wouldn't. Like, it's not going to fix it.
it's a tool though.
Yes. And it's a useful tool. And it helps with that momentum piece.
Mm-hmm. I built the other way around. I've been building up to exercise,
Mm-hmm.
which has been nice.
Yeah.
Instead of starting it with it as like my goal.
Right.
Like, oh, I got to get to this point and this point before I can start doing other things.
Right. Well, and I think that's a good way to take it is that like one step at a time.
Yeah.
One thing at a time. Don't overwhelm yourself because it's not worth it. And also, like, stuff changes.
Yeah.
Everything changes. Nothing is going to be the same as it was.
So
And that's-
sad.
That's the way it is. So the world is in flux and nothing matters.
You know, on second thought, let's just burn it all down.
Well, and you can take that route if you want to. That's up to you. But then you have to like deal with the mess of burning it all down.
All right. So on the flip side, we've been talking about people who need it to be
Mm-hmm.
and how that works. But what about people who try and distance themselves from it? Like,
I feel like that comes a couple ways.
right.
So you have that like, I can't be disabled because I'm not as disabled as them.
Right. You're invalidating yourself because
Yes.
it's not, you're using other people as a guidepost.
Right, exactly.
I get that.
So I think that is one way that comes across. And then I think there's probably like an element of denial
I was
there
gonna
as
say,
well.
I could see that one just straight up being like, no,
Yeah.
like there's no way I have that.
Right.
Like
It's rare and I can't be the one to, because I go through that where
Yeah.
people are like, it's rare. And I'm like, no, it's not. I have it, therefore it can't be rare because I'm not special.
it's like those really dramatic manga panels where like there's like a smirk and you're like, actually, let me tell you about the rarity.
Right. Well, and it is. It's this like camp of special and camp of I don't want to be special. Or I can't be special.
I don't want to be special.
I don't want to be special.
I
Like,
don't.
don't look at me. Go away.
But we have a podcast. It's the same thing. Like there was something I was like, oh, I don't like putting my face out in public. That's why I don't do social media.
Yeah.
But you have a podcast.
Right.
A video podcast.
A video podcast.
It's different. Shut up.
Where we get on and we talk about very personal things. My finger is fucking killing me. I don't know what I did, but this middle finger is pissed. Like, just so unbelievably angry, and I don't know why. It's making me crazy. Both wrists have just decided to fuck off and not do what they're supposed to do.
Vroom, vroom.
It's really annoying. Where I'm like, why can't you just work? Please. Broken.
I had to do a self-check real quick, making sure everything's in place.
Anyway.
Do you want to take a break?
I think it's a good time.
Your break time.
Yeah.
I have news though. Pre-news.
Pre-news?
Pre-news. Pre-break news. I'll put it up on the screen, but we have design. Yes. We have people actively working on designs. Thank you, artists.
Yes, thank you.
We love you so much.
Yes.
But we have I Deserve a Hurt Body and a Clean House. I'll put the teaser in like right here.
I've not even seen teasers for the turtle though.
Not yet. They're working on those too, though.
Soon.
I have three people specifically working on their own designs, and I figure we can as a community vote or just pick what we like, or I'll put them all on because I like all of them.
Maybe
so
like
far.
You have options,
right?
Which turtle are you?
But we have designs. We're doing it.
Yes.
We're not just talk.
Yeah.
Which is.
I'm excited. I think it'll be fun.
I like Haley's design. Dweeb's design.
That was really fun.
It was good.
I saw that. That's the one you sent me, right?
Yeah, I was like, that one captures it.
I was like, I want that on a hoodie.
Yeah.
And a t-shirt and stickers.
All right. So we're going on break.
Yep.
What are they supposed to do?
They need to drink water.
Yep.
Eat a snack.
Yep.
Or some food. Take your meds.
Yep.
And maybe go find some sunlight.
And join the Discord.
Stretch. And yeah. Do some self-care and join us on Discord.
Yeah, go do all the healthy stuff, then join us in Discord. The link is down below. It says join our budding community, and
it's great fun.
It is. The people are great there.
Yeah.
We're supportive. You can complain. You can do whatever.
Yeah.
It's good stuff.
Right? I think our motto now is never be sorry.
Yeah, pretty much.
People are like, sorry for complaining. And I'm like, never.
Never.
Do not be sorry. You are allowed.
All right.
So I'll see you in a minute.
Welcome back. How was your break?
Did you do the things?
Hopefully.
I hope you did the things.
If you didn't, it's okay. We don't blame you.
Yeah.
Just try next time.
Fair.
Right?
Yeah. I think that fits perfectly with what we've been talking about. But like, today is not forever. Now is not beyond now.
Whoa. My
Hashtag deep.
14-year-old deep. I'm a 14-year-old and this is deep.
It gets different. Sorry, I had like one bothersome hair.
Yeah.
I had to fix that. Oh, man. Because, yeah, we've been talking about kind of how an EDS is just so weird. It's just weird.
It is.
It doesn't make sense. Nothing ever makes sense. Where you're like, oh, I had that symptom and then it disappeared. And that, I think, contributes a lot to the imposter syndrome.
Oh, God, yes.
Where you're like, I talked about that for like 6 whole months and then it vanished.
Right. I've thought about that with the podcast, like stuff that I've started talking about like as a daily struggle. Mm-hmm. Don't even mention it anymore. It's no longer a daily struggle. It's something else is the daily struggle.
Yeah, man. I'm learning that there's no way to predict what's going to happen with what we have. No. It just doesn't, there's no framework for this.
I think any chronic condition is like that, where it's random. You wake up, what did I roll today? Oh, okay. Right? It's going to be my legs. Great.
Today it's my ring finger. I don't know why that's like the loudest pain today, but it is. It's friggin' loud and annoying.
I'm sorry. If Jen were here, she would just pull on it and fix it.
She needs to do my ankle. Goddamn. That thing does not work.
Yeah, Jen.
Anymore. Yeah. Well, and I thought about it earlier this week because I had that really bad, like, Neurological episode
Yeah.
where I had chattering. Yeah. And then I was super annoyed because you know how you have to put in the correct search term?
Yes.
So you have to like roll through all of these search terms to figure out which one is going to come up with answers.
Mm-hmm.
Turns out that the chattering, the inappropriate chattering for no reason, is a dystonia.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, guys, this is what I've been talking about. Damn it.
No, dystonia, you don't have that.
Right.
It's super rare. Can't be you.
It's fucking annoying. So I'm like, yeah, I just have these spasms and my head jerks backwards sometimes. It's fine. Whatever. Normal. Yeah. But I'm trying to think, like, what was super prominent even like 6 weeks ago?
6 weeks ago, for me, it would have been hips and back for show.
Yeah.
Now, like, stretching on my back has been really nice.
Good.
It hurts like a son of a bitch,
I
but
believe it.
it feels so good afterwards. Like, it doesn't keep me up at night.
Good. That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still living in the world of night sweats.
Yeah, I don't know how to treat that. What exercise fixes the night sweats? Because that was me last night. I was just
I'm going to just stop drinking water.
dehydrate.
Yeah. Then I can't sweat.
Can't sweat if I haven't had anything to drink in 3 days. Also, you can't live.
Shut up.
Fine.
It's not important.
Go back to your own world. This is my world.
I was bitching about something the other day, and my husband was like, have you tried death? And I was like, I don't know. It's got mixed reviews. And he was like, no, what was it? I said, it's got almost no reviews. He was like, well, usually if someone doesn't like it, they're like really quick to review it. So
Yeah.
maybe the no reviews is a
It's
good thing.
sign. Yeah. Oh my god.
It's like it's frowned on in like polite society. Yeah.
We don't talk about death in the polite company.
Just panic everyone around you on a regular basis.
I just imagine someone sitting down at like a really fancy gathering and whispering in everyone's ear, "You're immortal. You're gonna die. Have fun." You move on to the next person. Come here. You're gonna die. Have fun.
Your existence means nothing.
Nothing you do will change anything.
We're only here to suffer. Enjoy your meal.
It's just that one guy at a party. It's ruining everyone's time.
I don't know what kind of party this is. All I'm picturing is like the Bruce Wayne type parties.
Exactly. It's exactly what I had envisioned.
Like fancy gowns and everything. And just some guy like walking around like, hey, psst,
Come here.
you're gonna die.
Guess what? You're gonna die alone. We all die alone.
Everyone dies alone.
Okay, have fun.
Bye.
Go get him, killer.
It's existential crisis, man.
Just
Someone
reminding people.
stop him.
I don't feel up to it. He brought up some shit. You go stop him. Every time we get close, he says something, and people just freak the fuck out.
Just start breaking people. You're like, hey, you're under arrest. And he's like, hey, your wife never loved you. And cop's like, oh, goddamn. And then you run.
Yeah, right in the feels.
Yeah. Existential crisis, man. I need a comic now. Ready, go.
Whoa, somebody on TikTok was saying that we needed to make comics of
Yes.
animate our sounds.
I'm not that tech savvy. Someone else help me with this.
I can't animate.
Mm-mm.
It's not me, man.
Oh, God. Which ones do we need to animate now?
All of them.
All of them. I like existential crisis, man. I think it'd be really fun to animate. It's okay. I have therapy after this. Why are you here? I'm mentally ill. Now you're picturing it. Huh?
I don't like that episode because of how hard I was trying. Like, I really wanted it to go well because Kaylee was on. I was like, oh, I gotta try. I gotta think. I got my list, and I'm gonna participate.
It's been a while since I have gone back to season 1.
Yeah, season 1 was a rough time.
Yeah.
We were
So
not
when
nearly
people
as
ask
fluid.
me now, where they're like, "Oh, can I watch your podcast?" I'm like, "Don't watch season 1.
Season 2, please.
Only season 2. It's the only season that exists."
Season 3?
Never.
Never hit. Season 3 is never coming.
Mm-mm.
It's going to be season 2 forever. Until we get like a studio.
Yeah.
Then we can do season 4. We'll skip 3.
Skip 3. There is no season 3.
Season 3 will be like the experimental one. We'll put out one that's like
It's the secret
inverted
season.
colors and like we were trying for a whole edgy thing. And then we
It's
all
all
agreed.
sepia tone.
We all agreed it was horrible. Never again.
It's one episode of season 3 and it says, "Don't watch this episode."
Please don't watch this episode. What did they talk about? They didn't. They did an interpretive dance for the whole video.
It was
What
like
were
an
they
hour
trying
and a
to
half.
say?
It was fucking weird.
Like, what was the gist? I don't know, something about a tree and murder. I got some like really intense vibes, but I don't know. There was a baby, I think.
There wasn't even music playing. It was very weird. Just silence the whole time.
That would be so. It's like the Joker doing his like bathroom dance.
And then at the end of it, you gotta like scream at the top of your lungs.
We both
You gotta
of us.
like do the Grinch in yoga scream.
Yeah. It was, you know, we don't talk about season 3. There's a reason.
That was a rough time.
We were going through some
The
shit.
writers were like, "Phew,
We have writers?
not anymore." They fucked it up really bad. We're like, "Oh man, no."
Yeah.
It's the one where we come out pandering to everyone.
Oh, yeah.
My finger really hurts. I'm
Sorry.
so annoyed. This whole episode, I'm just like, my
I could
finger
smash it with this
hurts.
bottle. This one, right?
Yeah,
Pow.
that did not do. It's terrible. I can feel that in my elbow. Something is just off and trapped somewhere.
Yeah.
Wrists are really dumb because there's a lot of bones in them. Ball joints are really simple. Everything else is garbage.
Things that we can work on and fix. We love them. Things we can't, fuck them.
Fuck them. Who needs them? So we had some comments that we wanted to address.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Let me pull those up. Or do you have your phone?
I do.
Because I can't turn off my camera thingy.
Oh, yes. So I know one of them was about magic rules,
Yes.
which you'll have to explain.
Okay, you'll have to read the comments to me and then I can interpret them.
Okay.
Because she
Let me go back.
responded back to us or she responded to Jen.
Oh, good. Okay. I didn't get that far. I also haven't looked at the Discord all week. My life has just been
We got Pedro.
flying.
Pedro joined.
Yay.
He hasn't said anything, but he joined.
He's just there.
Mm-hmm. A lot of people joined just to lurk.
Okay, so they also would like a rundown on monthly meal prepping. So what's interesting is I don't meal prep. I'm not that organized at all.
I used to. When it was me and Sophie.
Yeah, I just don't. I don't think I ever have.
You plan out weeks though,
Yes. So we usually sit down and we're like, what do we want to eat this week? Let's do the shop. And then, that plan doesn't always go through though, because there are days where I come home and I'm like, I cannot cook. We got to have leftovers or order in or something. But we really only order in once a week. We make sure that we it's our ticket. Yeah. We're like, which day do you want to spend it? So for me, meal planning is more like it rather than meal prepping.
Yeah. I used to do prep. I would plan out the week and then I'd prep some stuff that way I'd have it ready to go.
Yeah.
Back when I was still way more mobile.
Right.
When it was just me and Sophie and
in the early time.
yeah, and back when Jen was working 24/7, we saw her once a month.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, so I would prep meats or not freeze dry. I would vacuum seal stuff,
Yeah.
and then I would use a sous vide.
Well, and I've done leftovers go in the freezer for some things.
Yeah,
So spaghetti sauce, really easy to do.
spaghetti.
Make way too much and then freeze it for another time where you're like, I don't feel like doing anything. I'm just going to put this in a pot and let it warm up. Easy peasy.
That still counts.
Yeah. But mostly, like, my world is built on Pinterest recipes.
They're good,
and
though.
stuff that I, like, know how
You'll
to make
send me
already.
pictures of stuff, and I'm like, that looks really good.
I made a mushroom chicken with this, like, white wine sauce.
Nice.
It was super good. And then my husband looked at me and he was like, we don't have to have, like, 5-star meals every night. And I was like, I don't know. I cook what I find and what, like, looks good.
You should just grab 2 pieces of bread, put it on the side of his head, and be like,
Here you go,
idiot.
bitch.
You're an idiot sandwich. Gordon Ramsay.
Which is crazy because every time I'm like, let's do pierogies or tuna melts, he's like, nah.
Bleh.
So I'm like, you
Whatever.
won't eat not 5-star meals, mofo. What are you talking about?
That's his way of saying that you make 5-star meals. Really, he was trying
trying to compliment me, but it went south.
Right. He's like, we don't have to eat like kings and queens all the time.
just most of the time.
That's how I would compliment Jen. So when I hear that, I'm like, oh, he's giving you a compliment.
I think the neighbors think that I'm abused now because we literally spent an entire night. What day was that?
Oh, 2 days ago.
It was Thursday, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So Thursday night, we're just like walking around the house shouting at each other for fun. Just no reason at all. Because I was like, oh, it's because we made freaking crock pot chicken noodle soup.
Yeah.
And then my husband decided that there weren't enough noodles. And so now what we have
Oh my god.
is chicken noodle.
Yes.
That's it.
Chicken noodle.
We have chicken noodle.
Got noodles.
There is no soup. And so I was yelling. I was like, it filled up 2 giant Tupperwares. What were you doing? And then he walks into the bathroom. He's like, God damn it. I'm always picking up your shoes. Why are your shoes in the bathroom? And I'm laughing hysterically. And he's screaming. And we're just walking around the house doing this.
I do that with Sophie. It's got to sound horrible. Like, we'll get into it. Like, I'll be like, you're being such a fucking asshole. And she's like, yeah, well, you raised me. And then, like, she'll pretend to stomp away and yell at you. Yeah, fine, you always run away.
Yeah, and then my husband walked around the house hitting all the walls, just going, yeah, you stupid bitch. And hitting a wall and walking around and hitting a wall. And then he got in the shower and played Weird Al.
Why are we like this?
I don't know. Why is our sense of human?
I mean, why is our sense of human so weird? Being human is just awkward as fuck.
It's our sense of humor is just shouting. It's hilarious if you scream at me. I don't know.
Yeah. Oh, the other comment she had was about magic.
Yes.
And I'm pretty sure it was in regards to like using it as a distraction, like family time.
Yeah. So let's see.
We do that.
Yeah, so the original comment was time for a magic game rules, and also like a rundown on monthly meal prepping. Jen replied, rules for the card game magic. Oh yeah, I don't always do it whoa, hold on. I don't always do it a month at a time. Oh, so they're talking about meal prepping.
Yeah.
There. Okay. Yes, since it's a comfort item for your family, it might help, maybe, or just my raccoon brain. I love that. You're like, I'm just gonna eclectically take your coping skills.
Hey,
borrow whatever you need.
Yeah, magic is a good one because it takes a lot of focus, and it's something that Sophie's into now. Like,
yeah,
she knows the rules well enough.
I never learned to play.
Oh my god, I'll teach you. It's fun. Like when you have a fun deck.
Mm-hmm.
Like I have one that never wins, but it's fun to play because it's just really like you can pull off weird combos all the time, but it never wins. So I'll play that with Sophie. Sophie will be like, I'm going to kick your ass, Dad. I'm like, yeah, but I'm going to have fun while you do it.
It's perfect.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I
It's
was
a
trying
good
to
distraction.
see. I couldn't find. I don't think we had any other comments, though, did we?
No,
We
unless
did
they were...
hit-
What?
We hit 74 subscribers, which is cool.
Yeah, we're 1 away from 75.
Yeah.
And almost 6 away from 69, which we missed.
We missed it. It was so sad. We went straight from 68 to 70.
72.
Yeah.
And then those 2 people left.
We scared them away.
But I never got to celebrate the 69. So I have to wait till 420.
Yeah. Damn it.
I know. I was genuinely hurt about that.
I know.
Like,
We were
now
need
we
to go
get
back.
2 people. Of course, now of all times. We appreciate you, though.
It's the chaos. It's like when we hit 50. Oh, I just finished working out, by the way, apparently.
Jesus.
Good. This is my life now. God,
Yeah.
man.
I want to do Wednesday content.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm thinking about maybe doing the like breakdowns of doctor visits before and after.
Yeah.
And then maybe kind of tracking the progress with the designs for
Yeah.
the shirts and stuff.
That'd be fun. Well, and then we can make like informational ones too if we wanted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know what to shoot.
I don't know. It's different from this. This is like this is natural for us because this is how we interact.
Yeah.
Anything beyond this, we're like, I don't
Trying to
I don't know.
present something is just yeah.
But we also talked about like doing some TikToks on the informational side because we both really like the dopamine on TikTok.
Everybody loves the dopamine.
Oh, he's fabulous. And just that educational but funny and engaging and relatable. So I'm like, we need something like that.
Yeah.
We don't have anything like that.
It'd be helpful if we had someone to write
Yeah.
stuff out for us, because we can act stuff out just fine.
Yeah. We just can't like plan.
Right. Like, it's amazing we get this every week.
I know.
So far we haven't missed a week, which is insane.
We've had some like low energy weeks, but,
Yeah, but we
we
still-
always sit down and do it.
And people like those ones.
Yeah, which is funny to me.
My mom likes the ones that I hate. The ones I'm like, oh, don't watch that one. She's like, oh, my favorite one yet.
That's like, so by Friday, this is how I've been making it through the weeks, is by Friday, I'm just a slap happy fucking mess. I am a belligerent, sarcastic, like spitfire sass to my kids constantly all day long. And other adults walk by and they're like, what the fuck? What is wrong with this woman? I'm like, I don't know, everything. I am
lot.
just trying to make it.
It's kind of a big question.
Yeah, like we did a like love yourself exercise at the beginning of the day, and because I'm a freak, I decided that I couldn't just hug myself like a normal human. I had to grab both of my shoulder blades and cross my arms all the way.
Yeah.
And then they were like, "Say I love myself," and I was like, "She's okay." But I made my coworker laugh, so it was worth it.
I would do that and just start crying. Being like, I've never been nice to myself. This is new. Just have like a full-on breakdown.
I even said before we started the activity, I was like, as long as you guys understand that I can't be nice to myself without being sarcastic.
She's okay.
She's okay. I don't mean it in like a bad way.
No, yeah.
It's just fun to self-deprecate.
Everyone's favorite pastime.
Yes. Bully myself. But I know it's all in good fun, so usually my feelings are not hurt. Other people's feelings get hurt for me, though. They're like, you're wonderful. And I'm like, shut up.
How dare you say that about her?
Shut up.
We love her.
She a crazy beach.
Well, there is also that.
Mm-hmm. No regrets.
Oh, maybe you could check the Discord. Maybe there's stuff in there too.
Mm.
Morgan did a breakdown of that one episode 2 episodes ago, which
That was
really
cool. Yeah. Responding to all of our shenanigans.
And then she said that she liked our camera work.
Which is all you wanted.
That's all I've
You're
wanted.
like, I want this. I need this.
I ran out of things to obsess about.
So let's see. So general.
Generally, I like
Pedro
it.
joined us. And
Pedro.
Then, gotta go to the other thing.
Oh,
There's new stuff in the venting piece. So Morgan says, "Oh wow, my neck cracked violently, and I got a weird skin feeling from my ear to my shoulder on that side. But it also seemed like it relieved a lot of tension from the muscle spasms that I've been having for like 5 days. I know that life well, in fact. There was one time I accidentally popped my neck and then blacked out because I popped
Fact.
so violently. I've also done the like shake your hair out of your face, but I accidentally like twist your neck all the way around and pop it.
Yeah.
So it's likely that you had like a pinched nerve in there, which happens often.
Hopefully it's done now, though. Like,
Yeah,
if that could be
geez.
the end of it.
A weird skin feeling. That makes sense to me though, because I
Mhm.
get that like crawling feeling almost.
Yep.
Where it like crawls up your cheeks. Bleh. I'm just going to pretend it's not ominous. Yes. Well done.
Or let it be ominous in the background.
Like I pretend I don't get dizzy when my neck feels particularly tense. This whole week, I have just been like the queen of pick a direction and stumble.
Oh, God.
I can't walk to save my freaking life. I'm just like, oh, we'll get there eventually if I just play bumper cars with everything around me.
It's like being drunk simulator.
Yes.
Like,
but
go
it's
that
my
way.
whole life.
Yeah.
Like, people are like, do you ever get dizzy? I'm like, do I ever get not dizzy?
I'm dizzy right now.
I'm always dizzy.
I was raised in the dizzy.
I was born into the dizzy. You simply joined the dizzy. I used to get the spins for no reason. Thank God that symptom has kind of gone on its way. No, that's a lie. I had it last night for no reason.
You're like, I'm lying to you right now.
Oops.
Whoopsies.
But yeah, that's why I was thinking about it, because I had it happen. I have that weird, like, did that happen yesterday or like
God,
6
all the
months
time.
ago? I can't
Yeah.
remember.
I had a symptom once. What was it?
It's gone now.
Am I
Well,
experiencing it right now? Doesn't exist.
That's why, like, the neurological thing was so annoying, because I'd been doing really well. And even Randy noticed. He was like, it seems to be happening less often. And then it was violent.
Mhm.
And I was like, what the fuck? I thought we were done. We're not done. We're never done.
Oh yeah, Morgan. Well, I think it was this week. Morgan got the same news that I got. The oh well, I'm a rheumatologist. You need to see
Oh, yeah.
genetics.
Well, and that's kind of what we said when we talked about, like, navigating the medical system.
I was hopeful though. Some rheumatologists are cool and
Well,
will
and
be
that's
helpful.
the thing. Yeah, some will diagnose, because I've seen people online who are like, my rheumatologist diagnosed me.
Yeah.
But most of the time, they're like, it's not autoimmune, genetics. Bye.
And she's got the same healthcare issue where it's like,
Yeah.
wait a year.
You need to wait 2 years to be seen, and
years
then
to
cross
hear.
your fingers that you see someone who actually believes in your condition.
Yeah, no shit.
Just so frustrating and annoying, which I get, but yeah, it's like a checkbox.
Mm-hmm.
And that's literally what happened to me when I went in, saw a rheumatologist, and she's like, your joints don't swell.
You're not RA.
Bye.
Do you have RA? No.
Okay.
Why are you here?
Yeah.
Because you're an RA specialist. Oh shit. I fell for the trap.
Yep. Oh, and then I have, what is it? I have rehab on Wednesday.
Oh yeah, rehab. She's got to get that crippling weed addiction under control. It's tearing her family apart. She can't go 5 minutes without a weed.
Chris, is that a weed? I'm calling the police.
911, what you smoking?
420, what you smoking? Yes.
Is that a police? I'm calling the weed.
I love it. There was also, let's see what she said. 'Cause it was very, I don't know, it was profound. That was the word I was looking for. So when she was talking about having to go to genetics, she's like, yeah, I hope genetics goes better. If I have to wait 2 years to get told EDS isn't a real thing, I'm going to flip over a car on my way out of the office or something. And usually, and I'm usually okay, because we were talking about pain meds at that point, which is fantastic. Like, if you can manage, awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
That's where I'm heading.
Yeah. Eventually we'll get there. I just need ADHD medicine.
Well, yeah, you're in flux right
So
now,
I
so
can
yours is
move.
going to be different. But I've been working my way down, which has been nice.
That's good. Yeah. I think it makes a difference.
Mm.
Because then you don't feel so, like, I don't know, foggy, maybe?
Right. Well, and just in general, not to be taking it a lot.
And, like, the
stigma
frustration of when it doesn't work.
Yeah.
That's a big one for me, where I'm like, I took it and nothing happened, and now I've wasted one.
That's my fun nighttime journey, because it'll get to the point where Jen has to go, stop. Like you're not going to, it's not helping you. You're not going to sleep tonight.
Yeah.
It's like, but I need
But
sleep.
I want to sleep.
She's like, it's not, this is not one of those nights.
You should try mirtazapine.
You should try mirtazapine.
It's actually been working really well.
You should try mirtazapine.
Pretty regularly for
What
a
the
long
fuck is
time.
mirtazapine?
Mirtazapine. So
Mortis?
M-I-R.
Mortis? Like dead?
No.
The Latin
There's no
for dead?
O.
Mortisipine?
Mortician?
You want me to see a mortician?
Yes.
It's a little premature, don't you think?
I just want my makeup done right.
More tazapine.
Tazapine. M-I-R.
Tazapine.
I brought you myrrh. Murder. Judas, no.
You know what that means? Okay. Tazapine.
Yes.
Is it a muscle relaxant?
No. So
It's
a
an
stomach med, first of all, because I was having that really bad regurgitation.
Yeah.
And so we added that one only at night, but it works wonders for sleep as well. And it's worked fairly consistently on like a half a pill, which is nice. And it's not necessarily like it knocks you out. If you take a whole one, it might knock you out. But it's that like very slowly, eventually you can't open your eyes anymore. And then you're gone.
That's what I need. Well, that's it. If I take a pain med at night, I either sleep or I'm ready to fight God or become him.
Yeah. I get that's
you know what I mean?
I either get like nice and sleepy or itchy and super nauseous.
Yeah.
Those are my options for taking a pain med.
Well, that's the thing. Like, I'll be like, I took one, and I'll take another one, and then I'm like, all right. It's 3 a.m.
Never take two.
Oh,
the first one was a sign.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, is it?
And then you get frustrated, and you're like, I'm going to take all of them.
And if nothing's going to happen, I'll be fine, right? I'm just going to down this whole bottle.
Hopefully my body will digest it slowly over the next week. And then you'll just stay dosed for a while.
Like, who knew that was the trick? You just take them all in the beginning.
All of them
and then your body will just... Don't even...
This is a joke.
We're not morticians.
Do not.
So, don't listen to us. Please.
No. Oh my God. Morticians and pain meds. Here we go.
Well, just saying. Yeah, no, I never listened to it's the second one, and it's usually like 6 hours apart.
Mm-hmm.
I'll wait the full 6, but when the first one doesn't work, it is a sign.
It is a sign.
You're not gonna get sleep tonight, boy. Weak as fuck, boy. Still awake as fuck.
You have no idea how awake I really am.
Yeah.
We've devolved into memery.
Hey.
It's that time.
It is. It's, we covered the serious subjects, and now we can meme.
It's silly stuff. Fun and silly stuff.
Fun. Yes, that's what EDS is. Fun. For the whole family.
For the whole family. Yes.
Try it out. Call us at 199. You too can have EDS.
We need to make a commercial for TikTok.
3 simple steps. 1 payment of $199.
Are you tired of being a functional human being?
Would you like to be at the bottom of the stairs?
In a pile of ruined limbs?
Do you like Friends?
If not, we've got the thing for you here. Have you tried EDS?
Is that annoying social life getting in the way of you doing what you want?
Do you have unlimited energy?
Oh, to be that person.
I watched a video the other day of like, what is it like in the brain of like someone who's normal and never experienced trauma or neurodivergency or health conditions? I refuse to believe that there are normal people out there.
No, there can't be.
I don't think they exist.
Everybody's traumatized by something.
Yeah, I don't think normal humans, like, that's not a thing.
Just because your trauma is that you dropped your cereal bowl as a kid doesn't mean it wasn't traumatic. Trauma is trauma, bitch. It's we all collect them.
I'm playing trauma bingo. Ready, go.
I'm just saying. Trauma is trauma.
Trauma is trauma.
Just because yours isn't the same as mine. So what if you drop that bowl of cereal? It's not a big deal. We can work on that.
You're discounting their trauma. It was a big deal. They cried over spilled milk.
You're not supposed to do that, though. That's the one thing you never do.
You can't let the milk know you're afraid.
It'll get you. Look out for the milk. Never turn your back on a gallon of milk.
It can sense your fear. Advice from a lactose intolerant.
Oof. Oof.
Never turn your back on a gallon of milk.
That's me. I'm like, hey, you know what's great? Milk. You know what I shouldn't eat right now? Milk. Who wants a bowl of cereal? This guy.
I think we call it cheese when you eat milk. You know?
Or yogurt.
Or yogurt. Generally, you don't
Creme.
eat milk.
I eat milk. I've eaten my fair share of milk.
You just wait till it gets all chunky.
Doesn't everyone? Isn't that when it's the best?
My
Peak
husband
milk?
My husband poured a glass of milk yesterday, and I was standing there and I was like, what are you doing? He was like, I just wanted some milk. And I was like, no, you didn't. What are you doing? And then he picks it up and he makes eye contact and he goes to sip it. And I was like, no. And then he grabbed the cookies off the counter and I was like, oh, okay. Whew. I was worried I was calling the police today.
I was with you that whole ride. Like, oh.
I was like, you monster, don't do it.
But for cookies. Fair.
Right?
We can accept that. Do you want to call it?
We're monsters. Yeah. I think it's time.
It was a good talk. We had
It
good
was.
times.
I think so. It was a good one and we were kind of on beat and
It'll never happen
had
again.
a little more energy, which was nice.
I have no energy.
You could fake it though. You did fake it.
Hey.
You have like
a mask of spoons.
a mask of I'm gonna make it and then sell it for $1 million.
Like, I don't have energy, but I can make it look like I have energy. Look at my spoons.
Look at all these spoons.
They're decorative. Do not touch. Do not touch my spoons. They're not to be used.
I need to make spoon clothing now. Like duct tape dresses and balloon dresses. We need a spoon dress.
You can make spoon chainmail.
With a spoon mask
or
with like the
scale mail.
handle. Like a masquerade mask.
Of spoons.
Of spoons. Guys, I need a lot of spoons and I'm going to teach myself how to weld.
You need a P.O. box, is what she's saying. So
Send me spoons.
please don't. I'll set up a P.O. box, but I don't want a single spoon in the mail, damn it.
Send us spoons. Do it. Do it. I need it.
Oh. That's it. I'm ending it. This is it.
No spoons, only knives.
This is the end.
We love you. See you next time.
Bye.
Bye. Spoon dress.